So guys, today I'm back with a monthly favorites episode, and usually I film these videos by the end of every month in which I share with you which perfumes I've been loving and wearing the most during a certain month. But February 2022 turned out to be horrible for me because of the terroristic Russian invasion into my home country, Ukraine. That took me very emotionally, and I've already addressed that topic in my previous video, so today I didn't want to overwhelm you with it once again, but focus on perfumes instead. And at first I wasn't sure if I need to post this video or not, because towards the end of the month I stopped wearing fragrances altogether, because I didn't want my favorite perfumes to be associated with this scary time. However, I decided to run you through those perfumes I've been enjoying before all of this happened. So if you want to find out more about them, make sure to keep on watching. But as always, before we get started, I would like to ask those of you who are here for the first time to subscribe to my channel right now, and please give this video a thumbs up because all of that really helps. And once you're done with that, we can dive right into it. Hello and welcome everyone! Finally, I'm back with a perfume related video, and this is a monthly favorites episode. Usually I'm very excited about summary of my most worn and loved fragrances of the month, but you all know what happened in February and is going on for the 11th day in Ukraine. So partly that's one of the reasons why I stopped wearing perfumes, because you know they can transport us back in time, and once it's all over I just don't want to smell a certain fragrance and be reminded of this time. But also I just don't want to spend money on new perfumes. I haven't bought fragrances in a while because I feel like I can do something better with this money. So thank you so much for donating on Buy Me Coffee website to support Ukrainian volunteers. I highly appreciate you guys, and if you would like to help, then check out the description box. There you'll find a few helpful links. But now we can actually dive right into this list. And first, I actually need to tell you that I had a huge pleasure to discover a new brand for me in February that's based in Sweden and is called Niche for All. So its idea is to create niche quality fragrances that would be accessible for many people, which is great because, you know, partly niche perfumery is based on this idea that is hardly accessible, people can get them everywhere, plus niche perfumery is also very expensive, and niche for all is definitely niche for everyone, because these fragrances are quite affordable, and at the same time, although the packaging is pretty simple, the quality of the glass and the bottle is on top because it's really pleasant to hold it in the hand. And I've already experienced the entire line because I had samples and also 3 full-size bottle of 30 ml, and one of my favorites would be definitely Tobacco Vanille because it was inspired by a gorgeous fragrance Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford, and just like that one, it's about sweet tobacco. However, they are not necessarily 100% the same. So in here we have beautiful spices, cinnamon and pepper. They bring in warmth to this cuddling tobacco note that is sweetened by vanilla, and at the same time there is note of osmanthus that is almost as noticeable as tobacco, if not even more. So osmanthus is interesting because it has an apricot side and also a leathery side, and in here I smell like a dry apricot nuance and a little bit of a smoky leather with the sweet tobacco. So this is a very cozy, very pleasant, warm fragrance that's great for the colder time, and that's exactly when I've been wearing it. And the next one from Niche for All that I have is Benzo Vanille, and I'm not sure how I feel about it because I chose it because it's supposed to be a powdery scent, and it's in fact quite powdery because it is about balsamic note of benzoin, there is vanilla, there are woodsy notes, there is iris, but there is also a little bit of a sourness going on. Maybe it comes from patchouli, but for me it smells like slightly sour powder, and sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's a little bit too heavy for me personally. I will share with you another great powdery perfume that I've been wearing and enjoying during the month, but I found the sour element in here quite interesting because usually powdery perfumes are heavy and just too dry. So this sour note brings in a little bit of life to this composition. But probably my biggest favorite from Niche Floral collection would be Floral Wood, and not because this is like a very new scent to me that I've never smelled before. In fact, this is like this typical rose wood fragrance, but man, it is so fresh. The citruses in there are very, very bright, and it remains fresh until they dry down, and that's awesome. So there is rose, there is geranium, there is agar wood with moss and leather, but the spices and grapefruit from the opening, they just make it so fresh, and that's for very versatile, because sometimes wood perfumes, they are just too much, and this is like a great one to be worn, you know, just on the everyday basis in case you love rose woody fragrances, but you're looking for, you know, an easy grab. Also, these fragrances are quite long lasting, and the majority of them lean towards masculine side, so I sincerely hope that Niche Floral will continue creating niche inspired fragrances, but maybe those who are rather unisex or feminine. But with that being said, now I actually want to tell you about the fragrance I already discarded from my collection, and that's actually the one that is powdery and beautiful. And I get back to it because of the video in which I shared with you black bottled fragrances from my collection, so in case you missed it, you might really want to check out that top list. And this one, Genuine Noir from El Haramain, is so pretty because it opens up with the scent of white flowers, especially Lily of the Valley, that makes it a little bit clean but not soapy. And then there is violet, there is orris, there is musk, so it is truly powdery, almost like in the cosmetic way. So if you love makeup-y smelling fragrances, you will love this one, because vanilla really brings in delicate sweetness without turning it into the gourmand bomb. And there is also the note of kumquat, which is rather a rare citrus note, and I feel like it brings in something very special to this composition that is very long lasting, that has beautiful sillage, and believe it or not, anytime I wear it, I get a compliment for it. So just in case you are looking for a fragrance like in this very powdery makeup style and you want something fresh, you might want to check that one out. It is also compared to Dama Bianca by Xerjoff, but I can't say anything regarding that because I don't own that one. But I can tell you that I also had a huge pleasure to wear one of my most favorite vanilla perfumes during February, and vanilla fragrances are very peaceful, and I really needed that energy during that time, and right now as well. That's why Ani by Nishani is definitely my go-to fragrance, and this is their bestseller for a reason. This is such a masterpiece because although it's vanillic, I feel like this is one of the freshest vanilla fragrances out there, because it's so crisp. There is note of blackcurrant that makes it super juicy, and blackcurrant is as noticeable as vanilla in there, and there are green notes that create this very fresh vibe. There are citruses, ginger with cardamom, so the spices play really well with the sandalwood in the dry down, and overall this is such a pretty scent from the opening till the dry down. And yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot, like you know, to wear to work and stuff like that, because it lasts for a long time, just as my next favorite fragrance that I've reviewed for you in a separate video in February, because it's a limited edition from Maison Violet that's called Cycle 001, and once you have a bottle you can refill it, and actually it's great that part of the sales will go into the donation for the Foundation of Peace that are in danger, and we really need to help them to live. So anyway, Cycle 001 is this very modern fragrance that is musky, that is powdery, but in a very fresh unisex way. You know, like a lot of powdery perfumes are laying feminine. Well, this is absolutely unisex because it smells like your skin, but so much better. And it is very interesting that the balance in there is perfect, because there are some rooty notes, for example, like iris and vetiver, and they're very grounding. At the same time, there are spices like black and pink pepper, as well as olibanum, and they're quite uplifting. So this is a very pleasant fragrance to wear on the everyday basis, and it's just perfect for anyone because it is long lasting, it smells modern, it smells clean, and it's a perfection that I highly recommend you to check out. And the link to the website and also my discount with which you can save some money is going to be down below in the description box, as well as other helpful information where you can find the mentioned fragrances today. But let's move on to another one that I actually received from Montal as a gift along with my purchase of probably the most favorite Montal's fragrance of mine, and I'm talking about oud tobacco that I was really interested in because I'm sort of into tobacco note at the moment. Well, I used to be, and I still want to get a few tobacco fragrances for my best of tobacco episode. So just in case you would like to support me on that, you can help me with your donation on Buy Me Coffee website. But anyway, I loved the notes of this fragrance, I loved the reviews, but I wasn't ready to blind buy it. So on their official website they have this offer: if you get a 100 ml bottle, you can choose one from the collection in 20 ml size for free, which I did. And you know what, this is quite an interesting fragrance, although sometimes it is weird. So it is about tobacco, and this tobacco is a little bit smoky, like in the way, you know, burnt plum, dry plum, you know. And also there are a few very unusual, I would say, top notes, such as sumac, that I assume is a spice, and cumin, that is very prominent in food and is in perfumery as well. So there is a hint of incense, there are tonka beans, oud and tobacco, as well as orange blossom, which I don't get much of. For me, this is a weirdly burnt plum tobacco. Maybe there is tobacco with the scent and tastes like a plum. I have no idea because I don't smoke. You let me know if you experience something like that. But I've been wearing this fragrance a lot during the, you know, these cold winter days, especially spraying it on my robe after the shower before I go to bed. And it's pretty lovely because it's just like cozy and at the same time powerful as the majority of Montal's fragrances. So it was my go-to in the evening time. But during the day, when I needed like an uplifting and happy energy, I've been grabbing my Vanille de Tahiti by the brand Paris Monte Carlo, which creates phenomenal niche perfumes. And I love this vanilla because it smells happy, tropical. There is champaca, ylang ylang, and powdery vanilla. And honestly, it smells really summery and really pleasant. So just in case you're looking for a daytime vanilla that will smell niche and powdery, I would definitely recommend you this one. Although I haven't worn it that often, there were a few days when I did and I enjoyed it during that time. And we are coming to the end of this video. I have only two fragrances left, one of which is my all-time favorite designer fragrance for women, that is called Musk Diamond from La Nuit Trésor collection by Lancôme. And you guys know how much I adore this fragrance. I always recommend everyone to check it out because it smells so pleasant. It's like, you know, a very carry, musky scent with powdery almond, with beautiful raspberry, and it's so creamy and gorgeous that I just loved, you know, to be really calmed down by it. And I mentioned it in the video in which I talked about my OG favorite designer fragrances that I applied all at once because I want to cover the scent of a very masculine perfume going on my clothing. But yeah, anyway, I've been wearing this one quite often and I enjoyed it very much. And also we had a Valentine's Day in February, and on it I wore this perfume from Matt Malak. This is an indie house from Canada. You guys know how much I love Matt's perfumes, and this one, Very Cherry Rose Chocolate Patchouli, I called like a boyfriend or a girlfriend grabber because man, it is strong, it is powerful, you'll get noticed with it. And also, you know, it is so delicious because it is about chocolatey, cherry, patchouli, there is rose in there that smells a little bit sexy, okay? And the fragrance is between like floral and gourmand, so it's just very pleasant, very sexy, very attractive, very flirty, and it was my Valentine's Day scent of the day. So yeah, I filmed like a top list for you, and I can tell you that among all the mentioned fragrances, Very Cherry Rose Chocolate Patchouli is just like my go-to anytime I want to stand out, because it's, you know, a very pleasant, mass appealing, and at the same time unique composition that is pretty bold because it projects intensely. So I would definitely recommend you to look into it in case you love cherry, rosy and chocolatey scents. But with that being said, that was all for my top list of most worn fragrances of February 2022 that I wanted to record for the history. And I would like to know which fragrances you've been enjoying during the month. Please drop me a comment. Also, if you have any questions left, I'll get back to you. Sorry that I didn't respond to your previous comments, because I have so much going on, but I really appreciate your time, your help, your support. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Check me out on social media because I'm very active on Instagram. All the help information is going to be below, and I'm looking forward to hear from you. So make sure to stay tuned, smell good, and we'll see each other next one really soon. Bye guys.